Okay, I think this is recording. Today was supposed to be my speech in downtown Charlotte for the Roe v. Wade Memorial. Today is the anniversary of that terrible decision. And since it's really hard for me to make speeches and to speak in public, I wanted to give the speech right here in the privacy of my own home. The pregnant teenager jumped out of a moving car. She had no choice. It was either escape or her baby would die. Those who were supposed to love her and to protect her had given her no choice. They'd brought her to the abortion center the day before, where I met her. She agreed to go on the mobile ultrasound that Partners with Cities for Life park in front of the abortion center to give women another option, another choice other than killing their baby. This is the story of Melissa and the coercion of choice. When she saw the baby on the mobile ultrasound unit, she told us she would not kill her baby. She told us she insisted to her guardian and to the baby's father that if they made her kill her baby, she would kill herself. The father of the baby screamed at her and dragged her towards the abortion center, telling her, "Do what you came to do." The guardian stayed home that day, but warned Melissa, "If you don't abort, don't come home. You have no home in that case." The day I met Melissa, the father and his friends drove her to the abortion center. When she saw her baby on the ultrasound with us, she said, "I will not let anyone kill my baby." The boys pounded on the RV door, aggressive and belligerent, and so angry that they frightened me, and I locked them out. I locked the RV door. But they kept pounding, saying, and wrenching on the door, saying, "Do what you came to do." The irony is that the police were called, and while they did subdue the boys, they believed the boys that the girl on the RV was being held there against her will. So the police came on the RV and asked Melissa, "Do you want to be here?" And Melissa said, "Yes, I want to see my baby." When she came off the RV with me, having made a solid choice for life, the boys were livid. I offered her a ride home. As they screamed at her, telling her, "Do what you came here to do," we drove away. When we arrived at her home, they stormed the car. I slammed it into reverse, fearful of what they might do to me, to my car, to Melissa, who was by then crying. And I took her to the police. Though the police had told me that Melissa would be turned over to DSS and safe foster care, that night she texted me, and she'd been returned to the guardian. The guardian was still saying, "You cannot stay unless you abort your baby." The next morning, I received another text from Melissa. This one said, "They tried to force me to the abortion place. I jumped out of the car. I'm hiding. Call the police," I told her, "and then call me and tell me where you are." The police came, and fortunately there were witnesses. So the young man, the father of the baby, was arrested for assault once they found him. Frankly, the guardian should have been. She had slammed the car door on Melissa's leg, hurting Melissa, in her attempts to trap her in the car to take her by force to the abortion center. The Cities for Life network was galvanized, and while I was with Melissa at the police station, Supporters found a safe home with a wonderful Christian family that had prepared had prepared a room for just such a situation like this a full year ago, and had kept that room open for Mama in crisis who needed it. Cities for Life supporters and friends found 2 maternity homes with openings willing to take this young lady. The problem was that the admission process would take time, and she had to be kept in a safe place until then. But the safe haven home, that sweet woman who had prepared her home, family had prepared a home for Melissa, said she could stay as long as she needed to. The police asked me if we had a safe place for Melissa, as she had told them, and I said, yes, we do. With DSS approval, the guardian was brought to the police station, and with the police as witness, she told me, take her, she cannot come home. The church community and Cities for Life supporters surrounded Melissa with prayer, love, and tangible support. All she had in the world fit in one small backpack. Committed Christians provided a safe home, respite care, food, maternity clothes and support, doctor visits, mentorship, and the offer of a baby shower that would cover the first full 2 years of that baby's needs, supplies, clothes, first 2 years of that baby's life. The option of adoption was also discussed and is continuing to be discussed. Due to paperwork red tape, Melissa was admitted to the home, but it might be 2 months before she would be allowed to move in. Cities for Life supporters arranged with her old school to transfer all of her records legally, and then to legally homeschool her at the host family's home until she was admitted to the maternity center. Every need has been met by the church, acting as the hands and feet of Jesus. As I drove Melissa to the host family, I asked her, what would have happened if we hadn't been there when you came to that abortion center? And she told me without hesitation, I would have aborted. I really had no other options. I had no choice. I didn't want to, but no one was supporting me. No one was telling me I could do anything else. I didn't know what else to do. I knew it was wrong, but I had no choice. We hear the so-called pro-choice crowd touting abortion as empowering women by expanding their choices. Melissa's story shines light on the falsehood of that claim. The choice of abortion does not empower, but enslaves. It enslaves women to sin, moral despair, the devaluation of life, defying the God that, frankly, most of them claim that they know and love. And it enslaves women to those who would prey upon the most vulnerable. It certainly removes all choices from the baby. Melissa's story was not one of choice, but of coercion. The good news is that loving, committed Christians met her at that dark and terrible place where she had been forced to go. For the first time, she was offered real choice. The first thing I offered her was the gospel when she got on the RV. And the first choice she made in front of me was to accept Jesus as Lord and Savior in one of the most beautiful prayers of commitment to God that I had ever heard. Melissa's story is still unfolding, but it looks like it will have a happy ending. Melissa is safe, the baby is safe, The relationship with the guardian is surprisingly improving. And Melissa's feeling loved by her really for perhaps the first time in her life. She told me also for the first time in her life she feels as though more than one person loves her, and told me for once in my life I made the right choice. At one time, even the guardian asked me, "Why do you do this? Is this your job?" And I said, "No, I'm a volunteer. I do this because I love Jesus, and I so deeply believe that the child he created in his image in the womb should never be killed." I'd like to close with a favorite verse from Deuteronomy 30:19. "I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore, choose life, that you and your offspring may live." The choice for death is the ending of choice. The choice for life is the beginning. And it opens the floodgates of God's blessings. Therefore, choose life. Thank you.